Hello universe, my name is Samikins and today I'm going to tell you why living in an RV is terrible. I lived in an RV when I was 10 and that's because my parents and I wanted to move from Massachusetts to Tennessee. And at the time I was in the 4th grade. And we just wanted to move down there to be with my sister and her family because she was getting pretty lonely down there, and we decided why not? Why not try to move down there while Sam is still in school and 10 years old and likes to have her own space. So because we didn't have enough money, I think, we moved into our RV and we moved into my aunt's backyard. So we lived there for about nine months in my aunt's backyard. Like a full school year for me. Because we moved into the RV in September. We had planned before December to move down to Tennessee because that's when we would have a lot of money too. But complications happened and we had to stay in Massachusetts for a bit longer. So everything got better, and then in May, we drove down to Tennessee. So, wow, we lived in the RV. When we lived in the RV in my aunt's backyard, it was very different from me having my own space because my parents got the bedroom in the back and I had the couch. So I packed up a container of Barbies because I was 10, and they would be easily stored under the couch. The couch did pull out, but we didn't want to deal with that every morning having to put it back in, so I just kind of slept on it how it was because I'm a tiny person. So I would play right there with my Barbies and my American Girl dolls because I played with dolls. And I mainly played by myself. I did have a cousin that would come and play with me sometimes because she lived in my aunt's house. So we would play inside, we would play outside the RV on a carpet. We would play on the playground in my aunt's backyard. I would play with her little brother. We would all just... It was strange not having a big space enclosed to play. And in the RV, we spent the winter up here in Massachusetts in an RV. That's insane because RV heaters are not very good. So we had little tiny heaters that we would use, and it was just it was cold. So spending winter in the RV, me not having a room, me having to stay inside whenever I would get home from school was not fun. I think that made me, like, I don't know. That was not fun. And yeah. When we went down south, I was only in school for a month because it was May, and down there, no, it wasn't May. Was it May? In May, and down there they get out of school in May. So I was like, great, I have a few months of summertime, longer than my friends did up north. So it's May, and we get down there, and I only have to be in school for 2 weeks because my friends up north had to be in school for like another month. I was so happy. But then I wasn't happy when I found out that I would have to go back to school in August. That was a terrible thing. But we spent our time in Tennessee in my sister's backyard, and that was okay because we would go in the house more. I wouldn't have to sleep in the RV all the time. I could sleep in my niece's room, and we would just have a bunch of sleepovers, which was really fun. And the TV wasn't working in the RV, so I would go inside the house and watch TV with them because my niece and nephew were only 3 years and 6 years younger than me, so we're pretty close in age. So we would just play and we would watch TV together and all that stuff, and that was fun. But then in August, I went back to school there. I got sick. It was not fun spending my sick time in the RV because there was nothing to do. I think I slept a lot. I don't think I watched TV because all that would pop up on the RV television was some weird Japanese game show. I think it scarred me. But after I got better, my parents got homesick, I got homesick. So in the last few weeks of August, we decided to move back to Massachusetts. So all this time, for a year, we lived in the RV. And when we came back to Massachusetts, we continued to live in the RV until October of when I was in the 5th grade. I have no clue what year that was. But yeah, living in an RV, it was very tiny. It was cold, and then it would get really hot. So I didn't have my own space. I didn't have television to watch, which I love watching TV. Even back then. I couldn't watch my SpongeBob, okay? But it was a fun experience and I loved it, but now if I were to do that and live in the RV with my parents, I love my parents, but I love having my spacious room and being able to lock myself away instead of being right there when they walk out of their room and just chilling. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and bye.